back to Sea Stories with Mr. Durite. I am your host, Mr. Durite. This is my lovely co-host.
So Wong.
And tonight, our show is Why We Serve. I think it's an appropriate question. And tonight we will be discussing that. And we have our special guest tonight, Richard Hellen. He is in studio tonight. And we're going to do some stuff and things. We're going to talk to him. And it's going to be pretty good. And we're going to talk about some other stuff.
It's always good.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. Don't you think it's
Definitely,
pretty good?
absolutely.
And it's really good when somebody's watching, so I hope somebody's watching tonight.
They're out there. I am so sure of it.
Prove it. If you're out there, holler at us. Say something in chat. When we interviewing our guests, you want to ask something? Put the question in there. We'll tell it to our guests, and we'll get an answer. Give you a shout-out. What's wrong with that? Is anything wrong with that?
I think it's great. It's highly interactive, and that's what we want. We want to hear from you. We know you're out there watching us, and we appreciate it very much. Yeah? That's what you paid me to say, remember?
Yeah, I know. I'm starting to go broke when you're here trying to pay all this money to say all this stuff. And really, truthfully, am I getting my money's worth tonight? Because you're not the same So Wong that I'm used to.
What do you mean? Oh, you're right. My hair is different. That's what's different. I put it up. I was trying to channel Ariana, what's her name, Grande, with the ponytail.
Not what I'm talking about.
That's not
Usually
what's
you
going on.
give me attitude and like, oh, Mr. Durite, you ain't doing that right. What happened? What's going on?
Oh, look. Now, see, I can't win for nothing. I try to be quiet. Oh, be quiet. Oh, then I get an attitude from that. And I try to have an attitude, and then it's like, oh, what? Is that what you wanted? This is exactly what you wanted. Well, you're going to get it. And now you're not going to be able to stop it.
Well,
see, look what you done did.
Well,
You done got me upset. Oh,
I guess I did then, huh?
keep my earrings on.
Well, I tell you what, we'll get into this stuff and a whole lot more right after this. Randall?
Attention bubbleheads, sailors, and all military personnel. Enjoy truish, lighthearted, and funny adventures from life at sea, told by Mr. Durite himself. So pack your sea bags and rig your ship for dive. It's time for another sea story with Mr. Durite. I think they're ready for you. Take it away, Mr. Durite. Visit DuriteProduction.com, follow the Facebook page, and subscribe to our channel, shipmates.
And we're back by popular demand. So, you know what I wanted to talk about?
Yes, so.
Since
Yeah. So is my first name, yes. What?
I got to use another word besides so, because then she gonna think I'm talking about her all the time. What I was going to talk about, and not about so, was why did I serve? You know, maybe you don't know why I served. I don't think I ever told that story.
I don't know why you served. Why did you serve?
I'm glad you asked. Well, thank you for answering that question.
You also paid me to ask that question.
Yeah, I did, and I said so again. Anyway, the reason why I joined, the reason why I served, is not for a patriotic reason. You know, I wasn't duty bound or anything else. The reason why I joined the Navy was for, let's say, financial reasons.
Okay.
At the time when I joined, I was staying with my girlfriend's mother in a bedroom with our 2 kids, so 4 people in 1 bedroom.
Wow.
And I'm sitting there and I'm making about $300 something a week, you know, not really doing anything. I don't know. Maybe, I guess I'll say this, maybe this is politically correct, but as a man, I felt like I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing. I wasn't taking care of my family the way I was supposed to be taking care of my family. So I basically bit the bullet because I said I would never join the military.
Why did you say that?
Because
what were you thinking? I would never join the military.
Because I'm not, I can't say I'm not military material, but I have a hard time.
Do what people tell you to do?
No, and I don't have a hard time following directions, but I have a hard time listening to people that's stupid. I'm just say it like it is. I mean, I just have a hard time with that.
That's why it's so easy to listen to me, right? Because I'm not stupid, right?
I can either confirm or deny that statement.
I think I heard a lot of crickets on that one. Let's try that one again. Okay.
But, you know, I was sitting in the house and I'm looking at us all in the same bedroom. And I'm like, man, I have to do better. And I went through my options. I didn't have a college education. I had a high school diploma, but still, what can you get with just a high school diploma? So I decided to start calling some recruiters. I called the Air Force, and they were like, oh, okay, you have any kids? Like, yeah, I have 2 kids. They said, you married? I'm like, no, I'm not married. They said, oh, well,
Oh,
Once you get
really?
married or you get rid of your kids, then call us back. And I was like,
Really?
yeah,
They
they
did-
pretty much said, forget that. We don't need you. Well, because the Air Force can be choicy. I mean, I don't know if you noticed, but all the beautiful people are in the Air Force.
Oh.
Take
so
a look.
That's where I
Take
should
a
be
look.
right now.
Oh, it's too late for you.
Oh, no, you did. That was so wrong.
Oh, my bad.
Every episode, he's got to be so wrong. Why you got to take my name? That's my name. I'm supposed to be so wrong. Oh, rude.
Oh, I'm going to catch so much hell for
But
that.
I've learned a lot. First of all, I want to say, I
Mhm.
think it takes tremendous courage to admit what you just did about how you felt that as a man you weren't really providing, you weren't living up to your own expectations of what a man and a provider should be. I think that takes a lot of courage.
All right, we're not trying to have that kind of show. Look.
Here, well, let me wipe the tears. Let me wipe the tears there.
Anyway,
I think
so
it was courageous.
the next thing I did, I called the Navy.
Yeah.
And they said, how can we help you? And I was like, well, check this out. I want to join the military. I have 2 kids. I'm not married. So, you know, I hope you can take me because I don't want to go to the Army or the Marines.
Oh.
He was like, you got 2 kids. You ain't married. Who cares? You know, he was like, just come down here and take the ASVAB test and let's see what you score and we'll see where we can put you. And I was like, you don't care if I got kids and I'm not married? Like, why would we care about that?
Did we talk about the ASVAB? What is it?
Yeah,
ASVAB.
ASVAB, ASVAB.
Okay.
Don't ask me
ASVAB.
what it is. If you know what it is, put it
Type
in
it in
chat.
the chat.
Because look, I could throw some stuff out there, but
And
whatever
we've
I say is gonna be
We've
wrong.
had viewers come to our rescue and define a term or tell us what an acronym is. So we appreciate it.
Right, and you need to move over just a hair. There you go. She got me all like bunched up on the side. Like, give me some room. You ain't even that big. But they let me come in. I went took the ASVAB. I scored. I didn't score real high. I scored up in the 70s, and I was like, oh well, I didn't do too good. I scored in the 70s.
Yeah.
They said, what are you talking about? That's great. You can get almost any job you want except for a nuke. I'm like, well, good. I don't want to be a nuke. And so I joined the SCEF program, which is the submarine computer electronic field. So I could either be a
pretty fancy and pretty cool.
boy. You could either be an ET electronic technician, a FT, a fire control technician, or a ST, which is a sonar technician.
Ooh.
So you didn't know what you was going to be. They chose the field that you was going to be in.
Oh, okay. They chose.
Once you
for
get to school, and then you start going to school for it. So
Okay.
I didn't know what I was going to be. I just knew I was going to be in the electronics field, and that's what I did. And I tell you what, I wouldn't be here today if I wouldn't have made that choice. I wouldn't have the job I have today if I wouldn't have made that choice. My kids wouldn't be where they at today if I didn't make that choice. So I'm glad I made that choice. Now, for the fact that I joined the military for the financial reasons,
Yeah.
it kind of made being in the military a little bit harder because I told you I never wanted to be in the military and I didn't want to listen to stupid people. Well, I don't know if you know this, but the military is chock full of stupid people, and they all over the place. No, I'm not in the military no more. I can say that.
The views of the host do not necessarily reflect the views of the co-host
Well, you don't
or
know.
the cameraman.
The cameraman, well, that's easy because he's an invisible man, right? But it made it hard. I didn't necessarily want to be there all the time, and being out to sea was really tough, especially because I was with my kids all the time, not making money. Now I can support them, but now I'm not home
you're not.
anymore. So you had to
was a
trade one devil for the
sacrifice.
other devil. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it
So
was a sacrifice.
it was tough, but we did it. And my kids are better off for it, and I don't regret it. I don't regret that decision. So that's why I served, and I thought it would be nice to share that with you, with the theme of the show and everything, and let you know a little bit something about me, because it's still Sea Stories with Mr. Durite. So you still got to get some stuff from me.
And so on.
Yeah, and so on. Wait a minute. Have you told us a sea story yet? Tell us a sea story, ma'am.
I've
you ever
been
out?
facilitating.
Well, true,
Have
no,
I
no.
been to
Have
sea?
you ever been out? No, wait. So let me define that. So a sea story doesn't necessarily mean, to me,
Yeah.
and this show doesn't necessarily mean being in the Army, Navy,
Oh.
Air Force, or Marines.
Okay.
Hell, and I'll loosely let it slide for a civilian, because you're
Well,
cute.
thank you.
So
Thank you.
if you got a story or something that you went through or something, and try to keep it light and funny, you can tell your story too. You got something going on, something happened?
I'm sure I can think of something.
Matter of fact, how about this? Tell us one of your stories about one of your acting things when you was going for a role or something. What you call it, tryouts?
But it wasn't auditions, but it wasn't at sea.
Auditions.
Though.
See, I don't know nothing about acting.
I haven't auditioned at sea yet. Wah, wah, wah.
You got me.
Will our special guest be at sea or is he at a different?
But what I'm saying is a sea story doesn't have to have
The
anything to do with
military.
being at sea.
Well, I'm glad you clarified that because I thought sea stories were just like military or.
But I just said I would make an exception just for you.
Well, I used to go fishing a lot. I love fishing.
Okay, here we go.
Fishing a lot growing up in Houston. So we would go to Galveston.
Oh, really?
And yes, I have fond memories of that. And I love it. Most recently, I went back and fished at this like 24-hour pier, I think, off Galveston, and that was fun. I didn't catch very much. I think I caught like hardheads or something like that.
Hell yes, you did. I
Which,
guarantee
for
that.
the longest time, I always thought those were catfish.
Well, they are catfish.
Oh, so they are?
Yeah,
But
they're
there's a
catfish.
difference?
Yeah, hardheads is the ones you don't want.
Yes, but catfish you want.
Well,
But they look the
bigger.
same.
It was the bigger catfish because, like, you want the nice, the flathead catfish. That's the ones you want. And when you do all that work peeling the skin off of them,
Yeah.
you ain't getting like this much meat. Hardhead, you skin the skin off of them, and you get about this much meat off of them. Well, with a flathead, you get one about this big. You skin the skin off of it, and you get like this much meat, and then it's like going to a
We have
buffet.
a sea story. Oh, so that fish that you caught was this big? Is that how
I
it goes,
didn't,
Mr.
I didn't say
Durite?
nothing about catching no.
Whatever
I ain't even talking about
you
catching no
had out
fish.
Yeah, exactly. It was this big. And then
It don't get Randall involved in this.
Mr. Durite, it starts out like this, and it's like by the time the show is over, that fish is like
Oh,
off
my
the screen. Now that's a sea story. That was cool.
That's a tall tale. Anyway, moving on. Since she up here trying to
But thank
school
you for
me.
clarifying that it doesn't have to be military.
Yeah, well, for you.
And any body of water, does it have to be technically a sea?
No, it
mean-
could just be a story. It could be a story.
I think I am wearing on Mr. Durite's patience. He's just like, oh, good grief, this child does not. It can be an ocean. It can be a bay. Okay.
But
Okay.
look,
a river. A creek.
maybe this will clarify for you.
A pool. Can it be a pool? Can you have a sea story in a swimming pool?
If you can start the story with, this is a no shit story. This is a sea story.
I thought.
Let me tell you what happened.
These were tall tales.
No, they're
too.
not tall tales. It's just like incredible stuff that happens to you or something like that.
Like a fish this big. That's an incredible.
Okay,
story.
this turned into a Geico commercial. Anyway, go put the fish in the cooler. Put it in the cooler. Anyway, the second thing I want to talk to you about before we go to our first ad is, I don't know if you heard on the news. I saw it yesterday. I was eating dinner with Randall as we were talking about the show.
Wait, where was I? Oh, I didn't get an invite. Okay, I see how it is. Carry on. So you were having dinner with Randall. So Wong was not at that dinner. So what happened? Y'all talked about stuff but did not include So Wong. Okay, what? What were y'all talking about?
Won't you move over? you know? Anyway, before I was rudely interrupted, the news was on, and they were talking about how this Chinese submarine was tracking a United States carrier for 7 days, right?
Okay.
And, Randall was like, oh, do you see that? And I was like, you know what, Randall? There's a lot of information there that a lot of people don't understand. And he said, what you mean? I said, well, let's break it down.
Okay.
The United States carrier knew there was a Chinese submarine tracking them for 7 days. For 7 days. That means the U.S. carrier was tracking their ass for 7 days and knew they were there.
Yeah.
Not only did they know they were there,
Yeah.
they even said what kind of submarine it was. They probably knew the name of it. They probably knew the captain of it and everything else. And they let the submarine track them so they could track them back.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I got out of that.
I can see that.
The second thing I got out of that
Yeah.
is they put it on the news. So they basically said, yeah, there was a Chinese submarine tracking us, and we let them track us. And guess what, fools? We knew you was there. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. And the third thing, if you're a submarine, you're not supposed to get counter-detected. So they pretty much failed their mission.
Right.
And so
they were both tracking each other.
Well, the submarine was trying to track the carrier first,
Okay.
and then somebody must have took they was in the bathroom and they pooped too loud or something and got counter-detected. And next thing you know, the carrier's like, oh man, we got a contact on us, and the captain's like, let's have some fun. Everybody come down here and get some training tracking on this Chinese submarine.
That's hilarious.
And that's what
Are there
happened.
visuals of that, like what you would see on if you were tracking from the.
So I'll tell you this. Check this out.
Yeah.
Check this out, audience.
Okay.
I want you to go to Google.
Okay.
Type in ocean.
Ocean.
And go to images.
Okay.
Right? And then it's going to pop up all these images of ocean.
Okay.
That's a submarine tracking a ship. Because you can't see nothing. You ain't supposed to see nothing. It's a submarine. It's underwater.
I can't believe I fell for that. Did you see the expression on my face? Like, really? Okay, ocean, OCEAN. Okay,
Yeah.
images, yes,
Yeah.
and then, yeah, you had me. He always gets me.
Yeah, I get it. It's easy, man. I love it. That's why I got her as a co-host, because she just makes this show that much better. Ebony and Ivory.
Or the Yellow Submarine, whichever.
You racist. So that's what I wanted to share with you. Let you know what was going on with us and share that little tidbit of information. And we will be back after this ad, and we're going to have our special guest, Richard Hellen, waiting to answer our questions. We're going to put him under the lights. We're going to grill him like a shrimp.
Oh, no.
And hopefully we don't be blinded by the light. So, Randall, take us to the ad, brother.
My name is Corporal Bradley Joseph Seitz.
Captain Joshua Brandon.
Bob Murphy.
Kate Weber.
Jerry Reed.
Will Sanchez.
And I have PTSD.
I have PTSD.
I have PTSD.
I thought I was losing my mind.
Everything just fell apart.
I was still in a war zone in my mind. I felt isolated. I felt alone.
And I made a choice. I made a choice to go seek treatment.
Treatment has definitely helped me. Treatment has turned my life completely around.
It was like the new beginning for me.
If you're tired of dealing and living the way you are right now, then do something about it.
Quit beating yourself up and go ahead and help. You know, that's basically all I can tell you. But you know you need help, so go get it.
And we're back. And we have our special guest. And hold on. Mom, what is it? What's the deal? Scoot over.
Oh my God.
Scoot over.
I cannot work under these conditions. We've got a diva on set, apparently.
Look, they don't want to see half of me. Goodness gracious. She
Then
just
you
want to
should
hog the
move-
whole screen.
You should move that way more.
Anyway, we got to get to the guests. We got to stop monopolizing the guest time. And today, our special guest is Richard Hellen, right here. Yes, sir. And he was, what were you? I mean, yeah, what were you? I'm just going to shut up. You tell me who you was. So first question is, which branch did you serve in and how long did you serve, sir?
Well, first of all, thank you guys for inviting me to the show. That's what I want to say first of all. And
Yeah.
they not even on anything, and they just act like this all the time. So I don't even know if I can compete with these two people.
You ain't got to
right here,
compete. You just got to try to keep up.
So I'm going to do the best I can to be as energetic as I possibly can as my two co-hosts right here. I served in the United States Army for a total of 23 years. I did about 8 years active, and then the rest of my time I spent serving in the National Guard and Reserve. So one of the best decisions I ever made in my life. I enjoyed it.
Wow, 23 years in the Army?
23 years in the Army.
Wow, and then some of that was with the National Guard?
Yeah, I got out of...
Is that included in as part of the...
Yes,
okay.
that's a total of 23. I got out of active duty in 95, but I still wanted to serve. but I didn't want to serve full time, so I joined the National Guard and Reserve so that I could complete my military tour. So, pretty good stuff.
What commands did you serve in?
The military and army is a little bit different. I served in Korea, did a year in Korea, which was pretty interesting, which was my first duty station. So that's my first time flying on a plane, first time leaving out of Meridian, Mississippi. So I was pretty excited about that. So I went to Korea, then I served in Fort Polk. Then from Fort Polk, my unit deactivated, and we went to Fort Hood. Then from there, I went to places like Egypt, Iraq, just all over the place.
So what units were you with?
Now you asking me a tough question. I served in mostly forward support battalions and main support battalions. And so I was in a support unit. So we supported in main support battalion, you support the whole division. And so we did a lot of training at the National Training Center in California, just all over supporting other divisions. So they made us work really, really hard.
Wow.
So it's pretty
Were you
good
like long hours, or were they regular 8 to 5?
No, long hours. Anytime one of our units in our battalion went to the field or did anything, we had to support them. Okay. And so we did a lot of different exercises supporting the rest of the units in the battalion. So that's one of the reasons it made me kind of exit out of the military, because we did a whole lot of training exercises.
Wow.
So,
well, I know we got some set questions. I don't know if y'all noticed that we ask pretty much the same questions every week. But since I know Richard a little bit and we cool, we friends, we've been doing some stuff for a hot minute, I got some insight on him. Now, what did you do in the Army that was special? I think it's special to me. What did you do in the Army that was special?
I did a lot of things that was special.
What was your main thing that you did?
One of the things I did I think was really, really cool was during my first duty station, when I was in the military, I was pretty, I don't look like it now, but I was pretty fit. I probably weighed... I probably weighed...
this dude is cut.
I probably weighed 155, 60 pounds. I could run about a 12, 13 minute 2 miles, do 100 some push-ups. I was really fit.
Right.
So my unit picked a couple of soldiers to go to, go to a certain part of Korea and do rappelling.
Okay.
Man, you talking about cool. That was so cool. So we divided up into 4 different teams, and you had to compete against 4 other teams.
Right.
And you're competing in sand. So I'm not sure if you've ever ran in sand or not, but it's extremely tiring. And so once you go through the sand portion, you have to climb up this mountain, and they taught you how to rappel off of a mountain. Now, I don't know if you got to a high point before, but when you're on a height and you're looking down, it's pretty scary.
It's scary, yes.
So they taught us first on a kind of like a built ladder, where you get on a ladder, a wall actually, and you hold your rappel rope and you walk down that ladder. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people threw up. Some people couldn't do it because
How high was it?
The ladder was about maybe 100 feet in the air that you walk down, but the mountain was 300 or 400 feet in the air.
Oh my gosh!
So we didn't get a chance to practice on the mountain, and so during the last day of the course, we were competing against other platoons, so to say, other squads. Mm-hmm. And so you run through the sand, and by the time you get to the bottom of the mountain, you're ready to get to the top so you can jump off. But rappelling off the mountain was easier actually than walking down the wall, because when you got to the top of the mountain, you just jump from mountain to mountain. You jump from one mountain, then you jump to another mountain, then you jump to another mountain, then you finally get to the ground. So it was pretty cool. We came in last place, but it was fun.
Wow.
I didn't win.
So I take it you are not afraid of heights, or were not afraid of heights.
After that, I wasn't. After that, I wasn't afraid of heights anymore.
Yeah, they didn't put that in your bag. Your backpack. Yeah.
Nah, that was pretty cool. That was one of my coolest moments. I love that. That was pretty cool.
Well, then what's one of your proudest moments then?
Man, that's pretty, when you spend time, especially 23 years in the military, you have a lot of proud moments. I tell you, one of the proudest moments, I got 2 proud moments. I got a lot of them, but 2 that stand out off the top of my head is the day I actually raised my hand.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that.
The day I raised my hand. When you join the military, you have to take an oath, right? Oh. So you raise your hand and you make all these promises that you don't really mean, but you make all these promises anyway.
This in the beginning when you first joined?
When you first join, you have to make an oath, right?
Okay.
And so I came from a situation where, from an economic standpoint, I came from Mississippi, so there are not a lot of economic opportunities in Mississippi. Mm-hmm. And so I was kind of like Mr. Durite when he told his story. There wasn't a whole lot for, especially African American, for you to really do outside of selling drugs. There were no jobs. And so I thought to myself, similar to your story, I woke up one morning and I said, if I stayed here another 10 years, how much money would I make? because I was living at home with my mom. I was 22. I didn't have any kids, but I was living with my mom, and my mom didn't have the 1890 rule. So I have an 1890 rule for my kids. When they turn 18, they got 90 days. They got to go. So, I got an 1890 rule. My mom didn't have the 1890 rule. So she just let me stay there. But I was kind of freeloading. And so I said, nah, this is just not going to work.
You felt that way even at that age. You did that assessment.
Yeah. I wanted to be on my own, but I was making, Mr. Durite said he was making $300 an hour. I mean, $300 a week. I was making maybe $150.
Ooh, that's rough.
And so I couldn't afford to get out on my own. So I said, you know what? My father was in the military, and my brother was in the military. I said, you know what I'm going to do? I woke up one morning. I went out and took the test. 30 days later, I was gone. But I tell you, man, it was really proud when I raised my hand. I took my oath, and I would go in now, and I would be serving something greater than myself, which is my country. And I was just really proud. Then to put that green uniform on and shine my boots, that was just a really proud moment for me. And then the next proud moment for me was when I went into combat in 2003. In 2003, I got orders that we would be deploying to Iraq, and I had never deployed in combat before, so I was kind of paranoid. And so my proudest, well, a lot of things happened over there. I was proud, but one of my proudest moments is when the plane landed back in the United States. I was pretty proud once we landed back in the United States. That was a pretty proud. I actually did like the Pope. I got on the ground and I kissed the ground.
Kissed the ground. How long had you been away at that point when you returned?
We served in combat a whole year. And the reason I was so proud is that every day that you're in combat, you don't know that you're going to make it to the next day. And so the fact that God allowed me to make it back another day, I didn't take that for granted when I got back, so I kissed the ground. So those are like two of my proudest moments. The moment that I raised my hand and the moment that I got back after combat. So pretty cool.
That does. And so what, so we talked about the coolest moment. Do you have any regrets? Kind of the opposite of like.
Do I have any regrets?
Yeah.
Military regrets. Yes. Only thing, which is probably common with military people, only thing that I really regret when I look back on it in retrospect is that I didn't do enough investing in myself so that I could invest in others.
Can you elaborate what you mean by that?
I think as an NCO or a leader, you're supposed to invest in you so that you can invest in other people. So if I don't invest in me, there's a good chance that I'm not going to invest in you. And so the military has all type of courses you can take to further your promotion system in the military and things of that nature. And I didn't take advantage of any of that. I didn't go to school. I didn't take military courses. I didn't do any of that. So I didn't invest in me. So if I wasn't investing in me, then it was impossible for me to really invest in the soldiers that I was leading. So that's my biggest regret, because they have all type of opportunities for you to go to school and do things to grow you that I just didn't take advantage of, because nobody actually educated me to these are some things that you need to make sure that you're doing, young soldier. And I didn't pick those things up. So when I look back on it, that's my biggest regret, that I didn't invest in me.
Do you think maybe having like some kind of mentor or somebody to show you the ropes of like, here are the tips, that would have made a difference? I don't know.
It would have.
I would think that they would have that.
It really would have, but you know what I figured out real quick? Most of them weren't investing in them. So they weren't investing in themselves, so they weren't going to invest in me. And then the ones that were investing in themselves have what I call the keeper of the keys mentality. They had the information, but they kept it to themselves because they was afraid that you would grab that information, and then now one day you would outrank them and they'd be working for you.
Yeah, that unfortunately, that insecurity transcends all walks of life, right? I mean, it doesn't have to be military.
Civilian and military.
Absolutely. And it's such an unfortunate trait, but when people are insecure, because knowledge is power, and they're insecure, so they don't want to share that. It's unfortunate. Wow, that's pretty deep that you came to that realization that in order to invest you had to invest in yourself so that you can invest and make a difference in others.
I have a saying that I don't know where I read it from, but I had a quote that I read years ago that said, growing people grow other people. And so if you're not growing, then it's impossible for you to grow other people. Because to me, my greatest asset or my greatest gift in life now is the fact that I can see other people developing through me, and that's my greatest asset. And so I just want to help people grow. And so that's what I wish I would have done more of when I was in the military. Just helping young soldiers grow, become better people, better soldiers, better husbands, better wives, whole 10 yards.
Well, I'll tell you what. So since you didn't invest in yourself and you wasn't able to grow people, then what drove you in your military career?
What drove me? What I tell you what, that's one selfish thing that kind of drove you was that you get tired of people telling you what the crap to do.
Especially stupid
What were
people.
you were alluding to earlier, right, Mr. Durite?
I mean, come on, man.
The lower you're on the food chain, the more stuff you have to do. So
Yeah.
the higher you move up in rank, the less stuff you have to do.
That was your motivator.
And
like,
so
I'm
then you
tired.
begin to tell other people what to do. So you kind of wanted to promote and move forward for selfish reasons, you know, so that people would always be telling you what to do. Because, you know, in the Army, if you don't have a certain status, you don't have a whole lot of respect. So if you're E1, E2, E3, E4, E5, you're
What
not
does it
looking
go
at
up to? What's
E9.
that?
E9 is the highest rank structure you can have. That's really across the board. But yeah, if you don't have a certain degree of rank, you don't have a lot of respect in the military. So you just wanted to get to that next rank so you can say like, I'm here now. Now I'm gonna tell you what to do, which is really wrong, but that was my motive at that time.
Do you know right off what rank somebody is? I mean, do they have to wear it? On
Yeah, it's on the insignia on their shirt, so you can look at them and go,
you know.
okay, he's a E5.
Okay,
he's
so
a corporal.
I outrank
He's
him.
E2.
I can tell him what to do. You know that right away.
That's the way it works.
Immediately. And by the color of your uniform, too, tells basically what rank, at least what rank structure you in. You know, like for the Navy, if you wore brown, you was either officer or a chief. So that's high ranking. So you see khakis coming, you straighten up. You know what I'm saying? And then you start looking to see whether or not you need to salute or not salute.
You don't have to salute everybody. Oh, you only salute if they're
The
above
officers.
you.
Right. So you only salute the officers, but in a distance, you see khaki coming, you're like, uh-oh, I don't know if it's an officer or a chief, you know, and then they start walking up, and you start, you know, your eyes start moving real quick trying to find the insignias and stuff. You're like, oh, he got anchors, that's a chief. How you doing, chief? Or you see that eagle on top of the cabin, you're like, oh, that's an officer. And you just be sweating bullets because you don't know. Especially boot camp was horrible. Horrible. Because you're just trying to learn.
Because you didn't know the different ranks.
And know who people are, yeah, because you see a chief walk up, you be sitting up there saluting. Chief like, what's wrong with you? Do I look like an officer? I work for a living.
Wait,
He
you
like,
don't salute a chief?
No. Well, salute a chief if you want to. You're just going to get chewed out.
or you call somebody the wrong rank.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. How you doing, chief? I ain't no chief. I'm a senior chief. Hey, man.
Wow. That sounds really stressful.
They take that stuff pretty personal. You call somebody the wrong rank, they take that stuff pretty personal.
Yeah.
They take it pretty personal.
That's pretty
I
funny.
assume only if you mistakenly call them by a lower rank than what they are, right?
Yeah, if you call them a lower rank.
Yeah, you call them high rank. What's going on, Master Chief? Well, I'm not a Master Chief. I'm a senior chief. I'm going to let you slide this time. But one day you'll be calling me Master Chief.
They do not like that. They do not like that.
So, last question. Dramatic pause. Do you have any advice for future military personnel getting ready to go in, somebody in right now, somebody striving to get up there and pave the way and motivate some people and invest in themselves and invest in other people? You have some advice for those people?
I think the best advice that you can give someone that's in the military or someone that's actually contemplating going in the military is start preparing now, because one day you're going to get out.
Yes.
Whether it be 4 years from now or 20 years from now. And you have to begin the very beginning to prepare yourself for one day I'm not going to be a soldier. So what am I going to do with the rest of my life once I get out? So that may be preparing yourself from an educational standpoint, making sure you get jobs that transition from the military sector to the civilian sector, but putting yourself in a position of strength so that when you get out, you're marketable.
Yes.
Wow, that's
You're marketable.
solid advice.
You're marketable. So, because one day you're going to get out, and you find so many soldiers to get out that are lost. Because if you, say for instance, you're a soldier in the military, we have MOSs, which is your job. Let's say for instance, you're 11 Bravo, which is infantry. Well, that's not a whole lot of jobs where you can go and tell somebody you can shoot real well with a gun. Unless you're going to be a cop or something of that nature.
Good point.
So you have to start preparing yourself to, like I say, taking courses, through education, making sure when you get out, you can make a smooth transition and be, productive in the civilian sector.
Yeah, because the military gives you a lot of opportunities to do classes and things like that, and you don't pay for it. Or like if you deploy, you can get into a lot of schools and stuff and start get that training for what you want to do once you get out. Because that was the thing. Because when I went in, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I just wanted to do electronics, and that paid off for me in the long run and when I got out. And then while I was in, I was able to get my apprenticeship in electronics and things like that. And I'm so glad I had a chief to talk me into that. And I didn't know going in. I could have prepared and done so much more. And that's why I enjoy asking that question to all our guests, because everybody has a different perspective, and we just adding to that knowledge pool to pass on to somebody. Because a lot of times people are trying to go in the military and they like trying to find somebody to talk to, and it's like, you know, the people they need to talk to are not around or they don't know them. Right. And I want this to be a source of information for these people so they can make an informed decision.
Right.
Yes.
Can I tell two quick stories?
No.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I say you can, and I'm the other host. So.
Oh yeah, she overrules.
I don't have a lot of funny stories from the Army, but I do have a lot of nuggets, things that I learned that carried me on even after the military.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I when I went to Korea, my first duty station, I was a sharp private. I was very physically fit. My uniform was pressed every day. My boots would shine, and every morning in formation, I had a first sergeant. And he was mean. He was like 50 years old, but he was in really good shape. He smoked, but he was mean as you could, mean as a snake. And every morning, he would curse all the leadership out. We'd get in formation, and he would just curse them out. He would just go off on them. And they were like just really intimidated. And I was intimidated too. I just joined the military.
Right.
So one day I had duty in the orderly room, and he called my name and said, "Private Hellen."
Oh God! You scared me. Yeah, I jumped when you did that.
I said, "Yes, First Sergeant." He said, "Come here." Man, what have I done wrong? He said, "I bet you want to know why I curse everybody every morning. Cuss everybody every morning." I said, "Yes, First Sergeant, I would like to know why you cuss everybody out every morning." He said, "I'm gonna cuss them out every day till they stand up to me." I never forgot that. So from that point forward, I never let nobody lead me through fear. All he was wanting them to do was be men. So I learned from that very moment that I wouldn't always be a soldier, but I'd always be a man. And regardless of your rank structure, I'm going to do it in a respectful manner, but I'm going to make you respect me.
So that's a good, so how would you, being like a recruit or being in boot camp, how would you be a man? Because the whole point is...
Well, you're in boot camp, you just do what somebody tell you to do.
Okay.
This is not boot camp. This is not boot camp.
This is not boot camp.
This is once you get to your duty station.
Oh, so you can stand up.
You can stand up, but you have to do it in a respectful manner. And so once you do that, you gain respect.
Right.
And so, because I'm still a man, although you might not rank me, I'm still a man. And so he taught me that, and I never forgot that.
I was on the boat, and I was new. They called me a nub. I wasn't qualified. I didn't have my dolphins, and I was in the mess decks, cleaning up, and this guy comes in. He looks at me and says, "Get qualified, nub." So I said, "Grow up, kid." And that dude, he just looked at me. He said, "Fair enough," and walked off. And dudes respected me ever since that, because I just didn't let them sit up here and just talk crazy to me. Because I was like, come on, man. I was 30-something years old. I wasn't about to sit here and let these dudes sit up here and try to gank on me. No, get out of here. But I understand what you're saying. But that's one story. You better hurry up and tell the second before I cut you off.
It's really cool, right? When I got back from Iraq, Hurricane Katrina hit.
Uh-oh.
So we got deployed to New Orleans. So while we was down there, we didn't have a place to stay. So we stayed at Tulane University. We stayed in the parking lot on like the 4th or 5th level of the parking lot, and we slept in tent. No, we actually slept in the parking lot. So we made cots right there, and we took a shower right there. And after the shower, we took a bath in a bucket. So we was roughing it for the first 4 or 5 days. So we was, we had just deployed. So we was on like the 5th level. And so what we would do at night is you get some water from the water from downstairs. You put it in a bucket, and that's how you would clean yourself. And then what we would do is we throw the water off the balcony. Well, the wind was blowing. So you throw your dirty water off the balcony, and it would hit the people beneath you. So
I cannot imagine where this is going.
Pretty
but
nasty,
it's like you're already laughing, and
so
I'm like, what happened?
we had formation the next day, and they told us it's actually a drain up there. So you don't have to pour your water off the balcony. You just pour your water down the drain, and nobody gets wet with your nasty water. So we had worked all that day, and by the time I got back, I was kind of tired. I took my little shower and Lo and behold, I forgot to pour the water down the drain. I threw it over the balcony. And all you could hear is, hey! And they ain't gonna tell you what they said. A lot of profane language came out of that. God dog it. Who did that, man? And all you could hear was somebody coming up the steps, right? I was like, oh my God. So somebody's coming up the steps.
You knew that was the person you would hit.
I'm gonna get chewed out, right? Somebody coming up the steps, and all you can hear, doop, 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 doop. Female.
Could you hide?
It was a female first sergeant, which is E8, right? Hygiene goes E9, so she was like next in line to make E9.
Wow.
And female, right?
Oh.
So she came up the steps, she got to the top of the steps, she said, who threw that water down there?
Oh.
Who threw that water off the balcony? And I knew it. People saw me, so I could not say anything. So I had to own up to it.
Right.
I did this. She looked at me, she turned around, and she walked down the steps.
What?
And I thought about that for years and years and years. And so now, she didn't say anything to me. Because what she was expecting was when she walked up the steps that nobody would take responsibility for their actions. And the fact that I took responsibility for my actions, it depowered her. So that was a life lesson I learned, that instead of making excuses for my actions, when I falter, I just say, hey, look, man, I messed up. And when you do that, you take power from people. So that's one of the life lessons that I learned while I was in the military.
Well said, sir. Well said. I like that.
Do you feel encouraged now?
Oh,
do you feel empowered?
Yes. So the next time I throw water on somebody, I will be sure to stand behind you and raise your hand. That's what I'm doing.
So, I don't know if you noticed, and I don't know if you know, but me and Mr. Richard Hellen work together, and I produce his show. What's the name of your show, sir?
Pathways, your leadership connection.
Giving you the tools
to take your leadership to a
whole nother level. My name is Richard Hellen. I'm your certified coach, trainer, and
I'm certified member of the John Maxwell team.
Yes. And what's the three things you want to do?
Encourage, empower, and always in life.
And man, if you ain't checking out Mr. Hellen, man, you messing up at a high rate of speed. I have him on here for two reasons. Now, it's funny. Right before the show, he said, oh, man, the only reason you got me on here because you couldn't get nobody else. That's not true, because I could have had somebody else. But two things. One, I wanted to have you on here a while ago, and I remember one time we sat up here in front of the camera and we did some stuff. Right. And I liked it, but due to some technical difficulties, it didn't come out. So I always wanted to get you back on here. The very first episode we did with So Long, he was here. He was right there supporting. And I always appreciate you, brother, for being there. And we went to school together. We went to the University of Phoenix. That's how we met. And he's been encouraging me since then. And I always liked his message. And I approached him a bunch of times like, hey, man, come on. I want to get you on film. He was like, well, I don't know. But it was always opportunities that popped up to put me in front of him like, hey, man, I'm better with my craft. Come on, let me put you on film. He's like, well, I don't know. And then finally he broke down. He's like, all right, fool, I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna see what you're talking about. Let me see what you can do. He came over one day and he's like, Durite, let's do this. What you got for me? And he walked in and saw the stuff. And he was like, oh man, you serious, huh? And we got in front of the camera. He did his stuff, and he's been doing it ever since. Started a business behind it. Got certified with John Maxwell, and this man has been coaching me and inspiring other people since that day. And I wanted to have him on my show to push him in front of y'all, because y'all need some inspiration. Y'all need some learning. And this guy can do it. He has he's got the gumption, he got the skill. He serves just like us. He's been there, he's done that. He knows what you're going through and what you went through. And man, he's got a great message. I think he has a great message, and we need to support our fellow vets. And that's why I wanted to have him on here. That's why I'm talking him up. I talk up Win too, because she's a badass actress, and she's in all kind of stuff. She's gonna be in a new James Bond movie.
All right.
And if they haven't signed up yet,
version of James Bond,
I'm gonna make it happen, even if I have to write the movie myself.
That would be so cool. Let's make our own James Bond movie.
Yeah, and we gonna get sued, and I ain't got no money.
Well, they can't sue you.
We'll change it a little bit. We'll change it a little bit.
They're going to take the little stuff I got out. They're going to take my little $400 camera.
We'll change it to Jim Bond.
Hey.
Jim Bond. Bond, yeah,
hey,
that sounds good.
Chris Rock said it best, and if you got 20 million and somebody take 10, you still a millionaire.
Well, that's
But
true.
if you make $8 an hour and they take 4 of those, you're in a poorhouse.
Regardless.
So, man. Yeah, we're not going to let them sue you. We're going to leave it alone.
we're gonna wrap this up. Anything you want to any save rounds or alibis, sir?
No, you guys, if you get a chance, check out Pathways. I'm all about trying to encourage, inspire, and enlighten people. And I think we got something we can say, something that we say that will be encouraging to you and enlightening to. What the whole point is to make your day better, make your life better, make you a better father, make you a better mother, make you a better leader. So watch us on Pathways. We got something we got to say that we think is going to encourage you. So check us out.
And you like to grow something, right? You told me this.
We're just growing people. My whole theme is helping people grow so they can help other people grow. Remember I said earlier that growing people grow people. And so if you're growing, your kids will grow. If you have a business, you growing, the business will grow. So everything you grow, what you feed is what grows. So check us out on Pathways.
See, look at it. This is so beautiful. I love it.
It is. He speaks very beautifully.
And you're going to see some more of them in these promos. Randall, let's get the promos going.
Welcome to another edition of Pathways, your leadership connection. Giving you the tools you need to take your leadership to a whole nother level. Well, my name is Richard Hellen. I'm your certified speaker, coach, and trainer, and member of the John Maxwell team. Each time I come before you, I have 3 simple goals. I want to encourage you, I want to empower you, and I always hope to enlighten you. Today we're going to talk about another one of my favorite topics. How to be successful in your organization. The 5 levels of leadership from Mr. John Maxwell. Power of serving. The leadership role of the man in the marriage. Whether you're married or whether you're single, this might be worth listening to.
I have no clue.
6 times more?
Well, because you want the latest phone every time a phone come out.
Speaking of which, you know what just came out? The Note 5 are out, and I can't fucking get it, and I'm so upset. I use my phone to stay up to date online. So I want the biggest screen. I want the latest processor so everything's quick and stuff like that. And so the Note 5s came out.
Hold that thought. Hold on. I got something for you. Hold on.
If you fucking got the Note 5, I will reach into the monitor and slap the shit out you.
So, you know who I work for. I'm not going to say who I work for.
You forgot who you work for.
So, they gave me a prototype, and it's going to make you so jealous.
Don't you fucking do it, Durite.
It's actually the Note 6. You ready for this? So, here's the Note 6. Look right here. you can put it up to your ear.
You dumb.
Now, look, I can get on here and I can look at it. Hey, Nova, what's going on? What you up to?
Oh my God, I hate you so much.
Oh, snap, we back. So that was a great interview with my boy Richard Hellen. What did you think about that interview?
Oh, I thought it was wonderful. I love inspirational stuff, and he just had these truly what he called nuggets. They're truly nuggets. I like it. They're short but so meaningful and so profound. I love that. And I love the 3 E's. I'm trying to remember. It was encourage, empower, and enlighten. See, that's great.
Already, see, your day's already been changed.
I'm learning. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And you know what else we got to change on? Next week is Veterans Day.
That's right.
And I'm up here clearing my
Wednesday.
throat. Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Next Wednesday.
And next Wednesday is Veterans Day. And we are going to do our show next Wednesday for Veterans Day for our big Veterans Day extravaganza.
Veterans Day special, because normally our show is on Thursdays, but
Right.
we're going to do it actually on Veterans Day, which is November 11th. That's next Wednesday, and we have a special show coming up and a very special guest.
Yes, very special guest. I need you to tune in. This is very important. Write this down. I know you ain't watching right now. And
They're
you probably
watching.
won't
They're
and you
watching.
probably won't watch next week, but write this down anyway. So next week, Wednesday, same time, we having a special guest, and this is some information that you need to hear. This guest is off the chain. All I'm gonna say, he's a former Marine. I just met this gentleman, and I'm so happy that I met him. And what he is doing for veterans is amazing. And I told him I had to have you on my show. He said, "Man, brother, I wouldn't want to do nothing else but be on your show. I said, well, I'm going to hold you to that. Because you're a Marine.
And we're not going to give it away because we want you to tune in next week for this Veterans Day special. Remember, Wednesday, not our usual Thursday. Wednesday. There's also something else very significant about our next show, Mr. Durite. He's kind of frozen right now.
So I can talk now. I can finish my thought.
I guess.
Too bad I missed the train because I don't even remember what the hell I was saying. What was I saying? What'd you say?
You were saying that next week is also significant. Not only is it our Veterans Day special, right? Next Wednesday, November 11th, we have a very special guest who's doing something wonderful for veterans. We're not going to give it away. You'll have to tune in to watch.
But also, what's going on? I wanted to just interrupt her for a change.
What else is going on next Wednesday?
It is our final episode of the season. It's our season finale. And you're probably saying, well, fool, you ain't did that many episodes. That is correct. But let me tell you something. It's a reason why we're taking a break. One, this lady got a lot of stuff coming up. She's an actress. And look, when I say she's doing some stuff, she's actually doing some stuff. The holidays is coming up, so, Randall want to spend some time with the family. She want to spend some time. She got kids and stuff. They up here. She got to change diapers and stuff. So she needs some time off. And I need a break from this crazy nut. So we're going to take some time off.
That was directed at you, Randall. I think he just called you a crazy nut. I wouldn't take that if I were you. I'd get on camera and do something about that.
And take some time to develop this show more. Take the information that we've gotten from you. Take some of the information that we've gotten after doing some of these shows and put together an even better show.
That's right.
Now, I still want to put out some videos for y'all. I still want to do some Do-Right Ditties and, some top 5 reasons why sailors scratch their butt or something like that. Put some videos out there like that. But this live show is coming back. I really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed doing this show with my co-host, So Wong, and I enjoy Randall being here, working the 1s and 2s, and he says he likes it too. I want to have some more guests on here. I want to talk to some more veterans. And with that said, I will put this out there. If you want to be on the show, you ain't even got to live in Austin. We'll do a Skype. We'll have your butt sitting up here floating above our heads or something.
We've done that before.
We have done it before. We've done that with the captain. We did that with Jeff, and it worked out really good.
Yep.
We can have you on the show. We can ask you the questions. We can highlight you. If you're not scared to put your ugly mug on camera, come on, send us a message. Tweet us, email us, Facebook us, send us a snail mail. You can do whatever you want. Do-Right. I'm at Mr. Do-Right Productions at gmail.com. Do-Right Productions on Facebook. Mr. Do-Right at Mr. Do-Right on Twitter. I don't care how you get at us. Let us know you want to be on the show. We'll be more than happy to put you on here. We'll grill you like a shrimp. And we'll help you get that beautiful information out of your head and out there to the public so they can hear how great you are as being a vet and protecting our freedom and democracy around the world. Okay?
Absolutely.
And we talked enough. And we need to take this home because we almost been on here an hour running our doggone miles and stuff. Yeah, you, especially
I know you.
And the reason why it's almost an hour because you always interrupting me.
Oh my gosh! See what I have to work with. What I have to work with. Oh my gosh! I cannot work under these conditions.
You get paid enough to work under these conditions.
Oh yeah, you're right. 0 is quite a lot.
The price is right.
Zero.
Anyway, thank y'all for checking us out on Sea Stars with Mr. Do-Right. I am your host, Mr. Do-Right. This is my co-host,
So Wong. Join us next Wednesday, not Thursday, next Wednesday for our Veterans Day special and our last episode for this season.
And with that said, Randall, take us out, buddy.